All right, guys, and more issues to talk about right here. So here's my secondary. I told y'all I was going to be pulling the clutches to get that all good, and I was going to check the belt and everything. Well, I've got my secondary here all cleaned up. It had a little bit of like rough edge here, so I used a file and got it all smooth. And any little like things I could feel, I smoothed them out. And then I used the Scotch-Brite pad to cross hatch and do all that and clean it up. They came out really good. I even used the in here on both ends, both sides, to where the rollers roll. Here's my rollers. They're good, perfectly circular, no wear. That's good. But the problem that I'm talking about is right here. So this has happened to my belt after not very long at all. Let's see. You see it right there? How it's starting to separate. Boom. Shouldn't be able to do that. And it's like that throughout. Like, here's another one. Here's some more. I mean, look at that. Right there. It's all on that outer edge on the outside of the belt. The teeth are starting to come off, starting to tear. Here's another one. And it just does that like every couple ones around it. I don't get why it's doing that, but here's the part number and everything for this belt. Get it out of the light. It's a Gates cforce belt, and this is now the second one I've put on a personal machine of mine, and it will be the last, because on my Outlander I used a Gates C belt, carbon belt, and it ended up tearing up even way worse than that. I probably have it. It'd be great to just show you both of them. This is a new one. I'm now using the G-force belts, but I have the belt that's down in here, right here. One of these. It's one of those, but it's all tore up, like way tore up, guys. So I have now stopped using the C-force belts altogether, because it seems that these carbon belts are crap. That's what the C's for. Crap. Okay? Crap. Get the G-force, which is for good. The G-force. Good. Yeah. C-force is crap. And like I said, I've used two of them, and two out of two have just started coming apart on me after very little bit of ride time. And if I put any other belts in them, I put a G-force in my Outlander, and it still is good. And it's been on a lot of rides, and I've heated it up. And I also break these belts in properly, guys. I do break them in. So I don't get why that's happening, other than maybe the material of the belt. Something's up with it. And like I said, that's the last time look at that. Holy moly. It's separating. Look at that. That's crazy. Right there. I mean, I'm not saying it's not still usable. As far as like, it could definitely be ridden on more, but it's just going to keep on tearing up. And eventually it's going to break. And I don't want that. I don't need that. But every time I use a G-force belt, I have no issues whatsoever. Get a lot of, I've never even had to change one. I mean, the G-force belts are good. So anyway, so there's my secondary. Here's the machine. Here's my clutches out. I didn't remove my primary. I do have some slack here. I don't know if you can see that. Little bit. Where the buttons. Now, I don't know if that's excessive play or what, or if it's supposed to be like that. Let me know in the comments how y'all's are. But I was able just to get my Scotch-Brite pad back in here and cross-hatch everything, because I am putting another new belt on it. And I still had like a brand new Polaris belt for this, and I'm just going to throw it in. So that's the plan, throwing in the other belt that I have. I don't have any scarring in here on all these, so I'm assuming they're good. And from what I've read, like rebuilding these, I mean, it's to buy everything, you know, to replace all the replaceable parts in here, it's just not worth it in my eyes when you can basically buy a brand new whole primary, I think for around like 200 bucks, $200 to $300. I mean, all the parts in there are probably around 100, 150 bucks if you were to replace everything in it. And then after time and labor and all that, I mean, to me, it's just not worth it. I'd rather just put them on, you know, put a brand new one in there, be done with it. So anyway, so that's the clutch part of this. We're going to be reinstalling it with the new belt, and I'll be, you know, torquing it down to spec. I'll look up the specs. Can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But anyway, so yeah, other problems with the Ranger. It's always something. Never just, you know, an easy day with the Ranger. Should have my axles in tomorrow for the Super ATV Rhino 2.0s, and I'll be throwing those in, and I'll get some footage of that for you guys. And then the air box will go back in after I clean it up, get the air filter all cleaned up, and we should just be about done with it as far as getting everything put back together after that. So we'll see how everything goes.